Hi friends, your pal Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about the incredible article, Echohawks, How Much D&D Stuff Is There Anyway? Part 2, where this gentleman Echohawk, actually I'm sorry, I don't know Echohawk's gender, excuse me, they, them, Echohawks, oh, that's a good, ooh, that's a whole boy. Man, oh man, I got too many videos to make. Holy cow. I go 2 sentences and hit another video subject. You guys are extremely patient. All right, so let's talk about Echohawk's fantastic article, How Much D&D Stuff Is There Anyway? Part 2, which is this So first of all, this thing is incredible. You got to see it. So the link is below. It's a in-depth analysis of 12 settings for Dungeons and Dragons and determining exactly how much material is there over time, right? So between 1974 and 2025, how many folios, soft covers, hard covers, and box sets have been made for each one of these settings, okay? It is phenomenal. It's probably one of the best pieces of D&D analytical metrics exploration I've ever seen in my entire life. It's packed with useful information. However, I want to talk about prejudice. All right, so first of all, Echohawk, I read his article, right? And I'm sorry, excuse me, I read their article. I don't know what Echohawk's gender is. Apologies. Yeah. Okay. So Echohawk has done this. Has done this analysis. It's brilliant. Okay, but the moment I was even pointed toward this, right? Teos Abadia explained that this article existed. Before I even went over, I was like, this isn't going to have the data I want. I know they're not going to cover the settings I want. And I was right. I was 100% right. I didn't even need to check it. I knew it. Why? Because there's a pattern, okay? What is that pattern? People who care deeply about Dungeons & Dragons history really despise, generally, its current edition. They just, and I've found that this is a pattern. The more you care about the history of Dungeons & Dragons, the more you despise its present. It's a pattern that if I could bet a Vegas line on it, I'd own a new house, right? This pattern is so strong. Now, I don't want to project too much on Echohawk, okay? And the reason why is Echohawk's article seemed very nice. They seem like a very nice person, okay? So I don't think, and there is this thing called, you will hear people talk about D&D hate, right? I'm not positive that Echohawk hates D&D. I think they might just love the old stuff, right? That's about the best read you can get on a grognard. By the way, I could be completely wrong. Echohawk could be, a 21-year-old college student, but I highly doubt it. I think 9 chances out of 10, you're looking at a grognard, right? And the reason why is one of the settings that are covered is Mystara. Come on, okay. But then then 3 of the settings that aren't covered are Ravnica, Theros, and Strixhaven. And I could tell you right now, okay, I think Ravnica, Theros, and Strixhaven all together, not even combined, each isolated to its own self, right, has more of a following, more hype, and more people playing it today than Mystara, right? Those are, so this is what really kind of irks me, right? You have this incredible analysis being done on Mystara that doesn't deserve any of the analysis. Mystara is useless and forgotten and is not coming back, right? That there was no point in collecting even a single point of data for this useless setting. It's duplicative. It doesn't, we already have an incredible layer of useless duplication between Greyhawk and Forgotten Realms. They are not usefully distinct in any way, right? They only exist They don't exist because these settings were needed. They existed because of the hubris of the creators, right? Gary Gygax created Greyhawk, should not have, right? He was doing too much already, right? And when we came into Forgotten Realms, they should have been like, oh, and then a monster came, you know, a celestial monster came and destroyed Greyhawk, and it's gone now. Everybody, you're playing in Forgotten Realms. But instead, the 2024 core rulebooks literally has Greyhawk, right? Like, why on earth do we need to bring Greyhawk back, right? And I don't think that, and there's so many problems with this, but my issue is like, Mystara goes nowhere. It is a completely, utterly, thoroughly useless setting, and yet it's got all this analysis on it, right? But then the same Echohawk is like, oh, Ravnica, Theros, Strixhaven, they deserve nothing. No, they deserve analysis, right? Mystara doesn't, but these really do. Something really unique and fresh and cool and exciting and really innovative is happening here, right? These connect Dungeons & Dragons to a vast array of intellectual properties. That's significant. Nothing on Mystara is significant, right? And yet it's covered, but Ravnica, Theros, and Strixhaven aren't. Now, this isn't connected to D&D hate. This is connected to a present, to a prejudice, right? And you'll hear people talk about recency bias. This is recency prejudice, right? We get this all the time from the people who do history about Dungeons & Dragons. Ben Riggs, everybody. You could line up a wall of guys who have, and go try to go find a woman who wrote a history about D&D. You're going to be looking for a while, okay? But go find a guy that's written a scholastic history, you know, an academic history of Dungeons & Dragons. First of all, you ain't going to have to look real long. There's literally about 20 of them, okay, at this point. By the way, their attributes are all very, very similar, right? And then your problem is not a one of them is sitting down and actually playing Dungeons & Dragons today. It's ludicrous. And if you ask them, oh, what do you think of the new 2024 core? They'll be like, 2024 core what now? Like, they don't even know. They're massively ignorant about what's happening today, right? And it's frustrating. And I loved Echohawk's article, okay? And I think there's a lot to dig into here. But we need to fix this recency prejudice, right? This prejudice of D&D historians who simply will not engage with D&D's present, right? These, you know, and this needs to end. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion, nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.